What's up guys, Maniac here. So continuing on with our Godzilla marathon reviews, Godzilla vs. Megalon. Now, I don't have this one on DVD, unfortunately. I mean, I could have a bootleg version, but I don't have it. But instead, I watched it online, which that's a good thing. So, Godzilla vs. Megalon. Now, so far with the Godzilla from the 70s, it's either bad, really bad, silly, or just weird. This one is a little bit better than expected. Like with Godzilla vs. Megalon, this is like the only one that kind of stands out around the 70s, and also Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. But for Godzilla vs. Megalon, what makes it better than like Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, Godzilla's Revenge, or Godzilla vs. Gigan, is that this one is pretty dang entertaining. I mean, even whenever I think about silly Godzilla, like this movie is like the movie that pops up to my head whenever I think about silly Godzilla. So, I mean, so the plot about this one is that there's like this weird underground people that are like from the underground, and there's like nuclear, and the humans up above are just like testing nuclear bombs and everything. And then, the underground people are just like, oh my gosh, we gotta like send our monster up there. Yeah, they have their own monster, Megalon, which they send up to the surface and destroy all the humans. And of course, that's when Godzilla and his sidekick, Jet Jaguar, comes along. Now, let me talk about Jet Jaguar. Now, not a lot of people hasn't heard about Jet Jaguar, but most Godzilla fans have. But like Jet Jaguar was made by these scientists, which Jet Jaguar can like grow big, he can grow small. I mean, even bigger than Godzilla in the video games. I mean, Jet Jaguar is such a cool robot guy. I mean, I want to see him in more Godzilla movies. Like, I was hoping to see him like in the High Side movies, or I was hoping to see him in the Millennium movies. I mean, I can't believe they couldn't fit Jet Jaguar in Godzilla Final Wars. Like, seriously, I mean, he's like the coolest robot ever. I mean, even interesting trivia fact, there was a kindergarten, or more like first grade, or I'm not sure, but there's an elementary school where like it holds some sort of contest where Toho's trying to find a original creative monster that's sort of like Ultraman, which I never heard of him, by the way. And then they pick out this one kid's design of Jet Jaguar, which the movie was supposed to be focused more on Jet Jaguar, but they decided to have Godzilla for more key value, and of course a little bit more advertising for like other people. But Jet Jaguar is such a cool robot. I mean, I especially enjoy him being in the video games, like in Godzilla Save the Earth and Godzilla's Unleashed. Like, he's so cool when he grows big and small. You can smack the monsters. It's sort of like a boxing robot, on kind of my opinion. So yeah, and Godzilla in this one is very silly in this one. I mean, like, there's a lot of weird stuff that Godzilla it's like just been doing with this movie. Like, there's this one moment that was so weird where like Jet Jaguar is holding on to Megalon, and I'll get to Megalon later. Like, he was holding on to Megalon, and then like Godzilla like does this weird tail kick thing, and I'm just like, what? I mean, this is like my favorite, like my ultimate favorite breaking the law of gravity moments of all the Godzilla movies. I mean, the Godzilla dancing scene, yeah, that's funny, but it's all about the Godzilla tail kick scene. Like, it's so weird, because, like, let me just, actually, you know what, I'm gonna get the Godzilla example up. Oh, let's get the 1995. Like when he, like, it's so weird. Like, when he starts, he does the kick thing, like, sort of like his tail's on the ground, he's doing this. I'm just like, how's he doing that with all that tail support? That is just so strange and so weird. I gotta put this back. Okay, yeah. But that is just so weird. But now, there's just a lot of silly moments. But now let's talk about Megalon. Megalon is a pretty cool monster, I would say. A lot of people say he's stupid or he's the most ridiculous thing ever, but I find him pretty cool because, well, in the original movie, he's pretty okay, but as soon as he like gets into the video games, he starts to become so awesome with his drill hands. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. He's like a bug-spitting monster with drill for hands, which I think that's kind of interesting. And of course, he shoots laser up with his unicorn horn or something like that. But yeah, I mean, he's a strange monster. And of course, they also put in Gigan in this movie, which I thought, oh, that's cool. So it's going to be a team up. So it's Megalon Gigan versus Godzilla and Jet Jaguar. You know, that's what they should have called this movie. Godzilla and Jet Jaguar versus Megalon and Gigan. Like, it should have been that way. But Gigan comes out of nowhere. Like, he comes out of the sky, he knocks down, like, Godzilla, Jet Jaguar, and he's like, hey, you want to be partners? And Megalon's like, okay, let's be partners. You know, it's just so interesting. And, I think that's all I have to say about this movie. I mean, again, there's not much to say about this movie, but it's silly. It's got some really cool monsters. Megalon's a pretty cool monster. Jet Jaguar is such a cool robot. I especially love both of them in the video games. And then of course, Gigan is still so cool and interesting, I would say. But yeah, so Godzilla vs. Gigan isn't really technically great, but I think it's like as good cheesiness, like almost as close as like good King Kong versus Godzilla cheesiness. I would give it a C. I would give it pretty much a C. I'll give it a C. So yeah. So my question is, what do you think of Godzilla versus Megalon? And also, I also want to ask, who's your favorite monster to play in the Godzilla video games? I mean, since I keep bringing up Megalon and Jet Jaguar in the video games, comment that down below. Check out my other videos; they're really cool. Like and subscribe. Like my page on Facebook. See ya.